Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode. So here we are talking about the biggest charlatan in Zimbabwe, the charlatan of North, Emmanuel Shingirai Benji Chirume. So this charlatan called Makandiwa, he has actually succeeded in shaping his son. You know, the son that once betrayed him. He's Judas, the Judas. He has actually succeeded in coaching his son into becoming a certified baby charlatan as well. Remember, Makandiwa's message, it ends one way. If he does not ask for money, if he does not compel you to leave a seed, or if he does not ask you to make a contribution towards something that does not even make sense, he will forever ask you for something. Makandiwa's sermons, they don't end without him asking you to give him money. The main reason that he comes up with all those heretic teachings, the main reason why he actually makes his entire gospel of manipulation is because he knows the catch. And his catch is to dip into your pockets. People, you say Makandiwa has businesses, Makandiwa has what, he's running multiple businesses. Don't fool yourselves. Don't fool yourselves. If Makandiwa does not demand money from you, his businesses are probably contributing a third of Makandiwa's income that he gets overall. And the remaining comes from church. It comes from people. One thing that you do not know or that you do not realize, when we say he's getting money from church, we don't mean he's taking money offerings, you know, those 2 rands that you give as offerings. No. In the church, we have millionaires. In the church, we have people that believe in prophets. We have people that believe spiritually that for them to succeed in their businesses, they need to leave a seed, because that's the doctrine that they were taught. That you have to give God money. You have to give God a tenth of your earnings. You have to give God every money that you make, any minute, any deal that you secure, 10% belongs to God. And how do you give God? You give God through the charlatan. The charlatan is the one that is the right to present your seed to God. Where do they put the money that you give them to give God? Why do they say give God? Has God ever come and say, listen, I demand this money from you? No. They should just come out clean and say, give us the money. Not use God, you know, as the backup, as the reason for your contributions, for the seeds and all that other nonsense. Because they know if they just come in their name, they will not be able to convince you to give them the money. So that entire elite group of people, of business people, you know, there are so many business people out there that have no access to the internet, that do not know about these exposures that we are doing, that don't have time to go on Facebook, that don't have time to go on YouTube. Those are the ones that remain, you know, covered in darkness. And those are the ones with most monies. Those are the ones who are filthy rich. The only time that they have is to be doing their businesses. When they're done, they call Makandiwa, hey, Papa, I made this amount of money. The Makandiwa says, okay, send it to me, my son. And the money goes down the drain. And they think God is blessing them because they're giving Makandiwa money. Yet Makandiwa is just milking them. Makandiwa is just robbing them. Makandiwa is a pulpit bandit. He's a pulpit bandit. He's the hush puppy of scams, of, you know, of the prophetic industry. He's the hush puppy of the prophetic industry. And the only place that Makandiwa deserves to be in, if religious crime, if these organized crimes, criminal activities that Makandiwa conducts, if they could be put to book, if the Constitution could allow for him to be thoroughly investigated, how he's taking money, you know, the systematic processes that they're using to siphon funds from the public. If the Constitution can be revised, the whole acts that protects religious leaders, the whole acts that protects religion, because they say it's voluntary giving. It's voluntary. People are voluntarily given. You can't question things of the spirit. You can't question religion. We have right to exercise this and this and this. That's what is protecting them, because it has been enshrined in the Constitution that all religious activities are kind of protected. They're not taxed and all that other nonsense. But I wish if we can have a leader like the leader of Rwanda. The leader of Rwanda said, I will not allow any prophets in my country. They have to go through all the theology classes. They have to learn about the Bible first before they can come and practice their gimmicks here. Before they can come and start praying for people. Before they can start to come and start prophesying to people. Because right now, if we take 10 people that are sick and we present them to Makandiwa or any of the charlatans, we present them to Chris, or we present them to Bushiri, or we present them to any charlatan that you can think of. 10 sick patients from the hospital. They won't be able to heal them. They won't. This I guarantee you. I can put $1 million right now on the table. They won't be able to heal them. They can only heal people that are on camera. People that they have brought themselves to church. And people that they have paid to act sick so that they get healed. You don't see it, but that's what is happening. That's the truth. If we take 5 different people from different locations, we present them to Makandiwa right now. Makandiwa prophesied to these people. He cannot see nothing. He can't see nothing. This I promise you. You can put them to test any given time, any given moment. He won't see nothing. The reason why you still believe in them, I absolutely don't know. I absolutely don't know. So the reason for this video, it's concerning the crossover that I once mentioned, that it's a waste of time. It's a fundraising activity and you should not partake in it. You should not waste your time going to crossover nights. It's just a useless gamble that these prophets are playing so that they can get money from you. Now on this video I want you to watch, it's Makandiwa's son, Evidence Chari, who was saying that we are hosting an crossover night and you have to be there. And there are rules for you to be part of the crossover night. And the rules are you have to bring your seed. You have to prepare a seed. You have to give God your seed and lay it on the altar so that God can bless your 2020-22. Where is that written in the Bible? Where does God command anyone to leave a seed on crossover night? Does God even recognize crossover events? He does not know about all these things. These are just gimmicks and, gigs that are just being orchestrated by these false prophets so that they can take money from you. What seed do you need to go and live for God so that you can cross over into 2022? This is Evidence Chari, Makandiwa's favorite son, Makandiwa's closest son, the one that betrayed him. So listen to the video that he was asking for money from people.
So as we cross over into the other year, this is your instruction number 2. If you are wise, you already know this by the Spirit of the Lord, that this is what you do and this is what you ought to do, which is to prepare a seed that you give unto God. So the first thing that you do as you cross over into this year, you sow a seed and you know you are going to harvest. Don't start a year with an empty altar. Start your year with something lying there on the altar so that when you pray, all principles are applied. All protocol in the spirit is observed.
Rule number 2, bring your seed so that you cross over in a nice way. But Chad, I want to ask you a question. Why do people have to bring seeds for them to cross over? But I don't blame you, Evidence Chad. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. They say birds of the same feathers. Which way? Which route can you take if your father himself is the master of these deceptions, is the master, is the grandfather of lies? Your spiritual father, Emmanuel Makandiwa, is the grandfather of lies. He's the one that manipulates people and makes people give him money. The financial manipulations of Makandiwa are ridiculous. There's a video of Makandiwa saying that I want 1,000 people to give a seed of 1,000 rands. 1,000 people to give a seed of 1,000 rands. give a seed to God of 1,000 rands, and I want 1,000 people. That's 1 million that has just been raised there. It's 1 million. And you people, you still contribute to this nonsense. To this nonsense. For what? Giving your money to prophets is the worst thing that you can ever do. It's the worst. Don't waste your money. You think you're seeding for God. You think you're giving God your money, but those offerings that you are giving in the name of God, you are just wasting. You are bringing curses into your lives by supporting this charlatanism, by supporting the likes of Makandiwa. You are bringing curses into your life. The more money you give them, the more lives they destroy, the more false doctrine that they preach. I wish if there was a way that we can also pray for Evidence Charity to leave this charlatan called Emmanuel Makandiwa. Charity has a potential, but his association with Makandiwa is going to ruin his spiritual life, because there is no invitation that Charity can ever get from Makandiwa. Nada. There isn't. There is no invitation that Charity can get from Makandiwa. No prophecy, nothing. Makandiwa is no prophecy. So never expect to be prophesied by Evidence Charity. Accuracy in his deliverance and healing sermons, Makandiwa, he sucks. He's rated below par, way below par. So what kind of mentorship is he giving to Evidence Charity? What kind of wisdom does Makandiwa have that he can transfer to Evidence Charity? What wisdom is there other than manipulating people, stealing from people, robbing people, and lying to people, and faking miracles? Because Makandiwa is the father of all faked up miracles. He is. Miracle baby, weight loss, all those gimmicks. Those are Makandiwa's ways of operation to deceive people. So all the sons of Makandiwa, seek the face of Christ. Look for God. And don't fall prey to Makandiwa's nonsense. Don't admire his material accumulations. Don't admire his financial accumulations. No, look for God. In Makandiwa, there's no God. There's no Holy Spirit. There is nothing. Makandiwa is a walking carcass. He actually needs someone that can mentor him into the things of the Spirit. Not Kusi Boateng, the charlatan from Ghana, the traditional healer from Ghana. No. He needs someone that is deep in the word. Makandiwa should actually submit to Apostle Chiwenga. He can learn a lot of things. This I tell you. He can learn a lot of things. That's the kind of spiritual father that Emmanuel Makandiwa needs. The likes of Apostle Chiwenga. Because Chiwenga is well vested in the word. He knows the word. But pride will never allow him to go and submit to the likes of Chiwenga. Because Makandiwa has too much pride. But this is my advice to him. It's better the likes of Evidence Charity and all the other vagabond sons of Emmanuel Makandiwa go to submit to someone like Chiwenga. But because the sons and also this evidence, they don't care about the things of the Spirit. They don't care about the true gospel. They just want, the status that Makandiwa has. So that once they partner with him, once they tag along Makandiwa, they can use Makandiwa's name to enhance their own names and their own brands. So crossover night, I hope you canceled it. I hope you're not going. I hope you're not attending any of that BS. That's BS. That's nonsense. Go bring your seed. Nah, man. You don't need to bring your seed for nothing. Stay at home. Standard procedure. Stay at home. Stay at home. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.